morning, we join Tommy Cowett this morning.
Good morning,
it's the
Bill.
Love Your Lawn Hour. Tommy, good morning.
Good morning. Wake up, wake up.
Oh, he's singing now.
It's in my head.
This has got to be, if you love, what is it, agronomist? Is that your title?
That's
the staff
right.
Agronomist with GrowinGreen. This has got to be like Christmas season for people that are in this business because everything is happening. Everything's coming out. The lovely blooms are showing up. The grass is booming. This has got to be almost crunch time, but a wonderful time.
It's a wonderful time. Everything's waking up. This is what we all live for in the horticultural world. And, it's great to just get out in the garden. We've been cooped up. We've been reading our seed catalogs all winter.
Waiting to flap those wings of getting it done. By the way, Saturday was such a pretty day.
Oh, yes.
My gosh, it made me wish I was an agronomist, and I had to be outside all day in a way. It was just so gorgeous. And it's a good reminder of when the weather is right and your lawn is right, it's really almost hard to beat. A vacation anywhere on the planet is hard to beat when everything is hitting the way you want it to at your house on a nice day.
Man, when you're doing what you love to do, being out in the garden, every day is a vacation out there.
That's
almost.
the fortune.
I mean, I highly encourage young folks to get involved in horticulture and landscaping, and old folks too, or anybody. If you're out of shape, 1 hour in the yard will probably, cut calories on you, cut your heart rate. You'll lose a little bit of weight. It just rejuvenates you, getting out there. I saw so many people with the shirts off this past Saturday out in the yard. Just grab a rake. Go to Lowe's, buy a rake, and go rake that stuff up. And, rake for an hour. Man.
You get upper body, you get your back muscles are moving around. And if you're like Smith Patterson, you ended up Saturday doing all kinds of things out in the lawn, and then
the tree.
Well, no,
Oh,
and then
no.
we'll talk about the tree in a second. And then he gets a call from a family member who's having trouble starting up a lawnmower, so he has to go do that for another 3 or 4 hours.
Man, a little starter fluid. That's all it took for me on Saturday morning.
Well, you guys got so much equipment.
Yeah, I'm talking about my
your
personal home
equipment too?
lawn. Yeah, I needed to cut my mom's and mine.
Yeah.
And it was about time for the first cut.
And you did 3 inches? What'd you do?
I did. I cut it down to 3.
Okay.
And, it was really shaggy. But within a day, those 2 lawns just perked right up. They're beautiful right now. They're just, it's been
And you knew that would be the case.
Oh,
Because we
yeah.
touched on this last time on the show.
Right, those lawns get treatments, and they do, they're organically grown lawns. They're very healthy lawns. They're very thick, no weeds, and they just needed that little kick to, a little bit of cutting, and now they're alive. And now I got to mow them all the time.
Yep.
So.
Job up now. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I was noticing, just as a sidebar here to GrowinGreen, across the street from me, 2 neighbors, both of them are GrowinGreen customers.
Yeah, we have a lot of customers.
Up and down that street. It's very impressive. And I know you got one of our listeners in Clemens.
Yes, by the way, Steve Harris from Clemens says hello.
Yeah.
I met him this morning on the lawn, and he has 2 homes now. Just bought a brand new home over on East Side Court. And
Well, Steve, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And I hope you got, I tell you what, Steve, I'm trusting you got great discussion time. You saw him this morning?
Oh, yeah. Did an estimate for him on his new home.
Okay.
Brand new.
Is it a brand new lawn?
It's a brand new lawn.
Oh,
it was just seeded
okay.
probably back in the wintertime, but it came up. It's just brand new seed and straw, and he's going to need some extra help if he wants to keep it alive through the summer, fungicides.
You have to make special allowances because this is a first-generation lawn, and it's the roots are tender, or, what's going on with that? It's different.
We typically don't do any seeding in the spring because it's a waste of money, unless you absolutely have to. And in this case, it's new construction. So, it got seeded by the builder, place closed. So now there's this brand new, lush baby seedlings that are very spindly and weak, and it may have gotten a high rate of seed. So that's going to need to be nurtured. He could lose the whole thing.
Now, the high rate of seed, does that put them in competition with one another, each of those plants?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They become spindly and weak.
Okay.
When I did my master's thesis on the establishment of tall fescue from NC State, that's one thing we looked at closely was the seeding rates. And we went from a low rate of 3 pounds all the way up to a high rate of 12 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And typically, you're in the middle. I mean, GrowinGreen, we go out at 6 pounds per 1,000 square feet to overseed a yard, typically. That's pretty much middle of the road rate. You can go higher. You go up to 12, you have got to be careful because you're going to have a crowd there.
You're going to get a thick mat at first.
Yeah, and then they're going to naturally thin themselves out to a perfect stand.
You got zombie grass because they're devouring each other in a sense, right?
They're crowding themselves out. It's like a Led Zeppelin concert or the Who. They're all stomping each other. It's like that Who concert.
I want to be at the front of the stage. No, I want to be at the front of the stage.
That's it, man. They're all like, hey, get out of my way. I'm trying to get a pick from
But I can see where homeowners say, let's overseed. More seed is a better thing. More grass, more seed. But there is a better thought process.
There's give and take there. I mean, you'll end up with quicker, what looks like establishment, but it is going to naturally thin itself out to where that's about a 6 pound per 1,000 rate. Now, if you go lower, 3, you can actually get there pretty quick. Most people don't realize that, but there's more room. There's more nutrients for each individual plant. And in that study with my thesis, we saw interactions where the 3 pound rate actually caught up and surpassed the 12 pounds.
Is the big thing after you get that? Let's do the 3 pound example. The big thing is it sun? Is it water? Is it temperature, humidity? Is it soil acidity? What are the things that really push this to make it work at 3 pounds? Then?
Well, it is sun. There's no question about that. Full sun is ideal for tall fescue. These grasses want to be in full sun. If you're in the shade, you can probably get away with a little higher rate. Because it's, until you get some disease. But you'll see that you're going to, it's not under as much stress. Probably what takes them out the most is heat stress because they really don't have the roots to get through.
And will it just, beyond going dormant, they will actually kill the plant if that heat stress hits them when they're still very young and very vulnerable?
And we can sometimes circumvent that with fungicide applications, just giving them the fungicides, and the plant, actually, these fungicides act like a kind of a growth hormone. They can help the plant mature quicker. Some sod farms use fungicides, certain types of fungicides to help to help get that plant where it needs to be mature earlier so they could, cut the sod and harvest it and sell it.
All right, you're listening to the Love Your Lawn Hour. We have with us Tommy Cowett of GrowinGreen. The website is growingreen.com, GrowinGreen.com. You can ask the expert. There's a new segment on the website, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Call now. The number is 896-1980, AM 980, The Eagle.
Good morning. I must tell you, I just noticed Tommy Cowett here of GrowinGreen is actually in the hallway talking to one of our employees about what they can do for their lawn.
Sure, I'm always on it.
We ran down the hall and freshened up our beverages this morning. I'm Bill Flynn. You're listening to the Love Your Lawn Hour on AM 980 The Eagle. If you have a question about your lawn, including the foliage, the bushes, the trees, anything that has to do with inside your property lines before you get into the house, essentially, right?
Right. Horticultural services at its best.
All right. You can call us right now with your question or what have you at 896-1980. And you can also call anytime. You can call directly to GrowinGreen, and that's 1-866-LAWN-HELP, 1-866-LAWN-HELP. And Tommy, if you would, just to be real clear and even a bit pedestrian here, I think it's important. Let's say somebody listening right now, like Steve Harris was in Clemens.
Yep.
He hears us on the radio. We give him the phone number. He calls GrowinGreen. Walk me through that and what happens when you make that phone call. What from that point forward, if you would.
Well, if he calls, he will hear a lovely voice by the name of Anna.
Hello, Anna.
And Anna will greet him with a nice hello. And he might say, hey, I would like to learn more about GrowinGreen. And she will explain to him what we do as far as going about getting an estimate for lawn care and the services we provide.
So she'll actually kind of right there say, what is it you want? I mean, get some idea of where this is going to go.
Feel him out. Is he looking for an estimate? Is this for the lawn? Is this for the trees and shrubs? Is he a homeowner? Is he a landscaper? She'll kind of feel that out. Where did you hear about us? Well, 980 The Eagle.
That's always the right answer.
Right.
Always the right answer. But let's say here I am as a homeowner. I know I got to do something, but I don't know. You may see something. I'm not the expert here. I don't know if you need to talk to my bushes. I don't know if you need to talk to my trees. I just know that it's been a few years, and I always get the grass never grows really well in that spot. And I want, those kinds of things that are very real for a lot of homeowners.
Well, it's great to set an appointment. We'd prefer that, and we have 3 full-time salesmen. I'm one of them. And you also get Mike or Chuck, and we're all seasoned in this. We've seen a lot of things on the lawn, and we will meet with you personally. We'll set up an appointment if you'd like that. If not, you just want to have an estimate, and you're going to allow us to come on the property, and we'll find out, is there a gate or a dog or anything
good point.
like that?
We don't think about that as a dog owners. I've got dogs that, enjoy the backyard.
We've been through this so many times. We try to dot all the I's, cross all the T's before we come. But
I don't have to be there if, for instance, I'm going to be out of town for a few days, and I really want to get this ball rolling. You guys can come out with my permission and eyeball the lawn and already start working on the estimate then.
Oh, yeah. And we've got a really nice presentation folder that contains a little information on everything that we do. It's taken us a long time. I guess it was 3, 4, 5 years in the making on this thing. And now it's a really beautiful, printed, glossy, nice packet. It's also great to keep all your information in. It's like a folder, and it contains all the information of all the services that we typically do. Not all of them, like tree injection, that's not on it, or weed control, things like that, more professional.
These are
this is all residential.
Okay, right. And this is some of the things you just mentioned, though. 5 years ago, these may not have been services that you could have gotten through GrowinGreen or longer. I mean, there's some new technologies that you've incorporated that then begin to percolate up and say, hey, there's a service we can offer now.
We offer about 15 variable treatments on the lawn of various types, from fungicides to insecticides to your aeration and seeding price that you get at that point, and then the lawn treatments with the biologically enhanced good stuff that we put in every mix.
But see, as a consumer, I don't know. I don't know what I need here. I don't know if I need a fungicide. I don't know if I need a pre-emergent. I don't know. I mean, some people do that are really, really focused on their lawns, but a lot of folks, you're the expert. You're going to have to tell me. I don't know.
I tell you what, not just meeting us, you don't really have to have an appointment, because we leave you with so much information written on each individual thing that we do and why we do it. That is a really, really good educational piece that we leave with you. When you get an estimate, you actually get a whole lot of really good information. So, it teaches you what to do on your lawn if you're doing it yourself and what it's going to cost, and you can compare. Typically, we can do it cheaper than you can do it yourself if you went to the big box and bought the same thing or tried to buy the equivalent. But you typically can't buy the equivalent at the big box. Some of this high-end compost tea is just not available.
So, and again, another point of confusion might be for a consumer, gosh, I know I need some professional help here. There's all kinds of people out there that do this. And I've heard of some of them, and I don't know much about, but I'm listening to the radio. Why is GrowinGreen different? Why is GrowinGreen one that ought to be at the front of the list or the top of the list when it comes time for you to call?
We're a local company, number one. We're not a national company. We're not just out to sign up another customer. We want to build a relationship, and most of our customers were achieved by word of mouth. It's all been organically grown, just like the stuff we're putting down. And I tell you what, it's just a really, it's better to do business with a local company that's going to keep the money right here and we hire local folks. We never lay anybody off. It's just a really, another thing about when you call Anna, you're calling this state-of-the-art facility in Kernersville, North Carolina. And I mean it.
You mean I'm not dialing into Sri Lanka or Pune, India?
No, she is. No,
wow, she's right here.
She is right there. You can even come by and visit our state-of-the-art facility. It's really, really a great place to work, and everybody has a really great time.
By the way, I have done the visit you're talking about. I've taken the tour with Jonathan Rigsby and seen firsthand it's an operation.
It's impressive. It looks like rocket science is actually going on.
It does
kind
of look like inside NASA with all these tanks and stuff that are going on. So
it's clean and neat. You got Chad Culbertson back there keeping it that way.
That's a beautiful thing. All right, we'll continue with the Love Your Lawn Hour. And by the way, if you would like to initiate everything we just talked about, you can call right now, 1-866-LAWN-HELP, 1-866-LAWN-HELP. Go ahead and make that phone ring. Say, Anna, I heard about you on the radio, and let's see if everything works out the way Tommy just said.
Call now. The number is 896-1980, AM 980 The Eagle.
9:36, 24 till 10. It's the Love Your Lawn Hour, and with us is Tommy Cowett of Growing Green. Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning, Bill.
You have always got something going, and it's not that you're distracted, but I know the moment you walk out of here, you got something else lined up.
Oh, I got an appointment. It was set for 10:30, and I called her last night. I said, look, I'm going to probably be pushing it a little bit on that one because that's back in Pleasant Garden. We do cover a lot of
You're gonna rock it down the road. I know you are.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be legal in all of that. You're going to observe all the limits. But, I mean, my point is that you have a very compressed schedule, and especially, I think, coming into this weekend, there's something that if you have been going to the Southern Ideal Home Show in recent years at all, you have seen the impressive display that Growing Green brings out to this event. Tell me a little bit about this year's Southern Ideal Home Show and why it is you guys are there and what you're going to bring to the party.
We really enjoy that show. We sign up a lot of estimates, get a lot of people who are interested in a proposal. That's what we do it for, and a lot of our counterparts in the business associates like Southern Exposure Landscape Company, they do all of that techno block and all that, those waterfalls and those gardens. Those guys put in about, hundreds of hours of work. They're over there now putting in their booths, and it's great to work with them.
Have you ever seen the time-lapse video of putting together one of these Southern Ideal Home shows?
I have. I've seen some videos.
It is amazing to see, and you walk in there, and it is, as a homeowner, it's everything you could possibly want to know about.
Sure.
You guys are going to be there representing lawn care and all the things we talk about on the Love Your Lawn Hour.
That's right.
But there's all kinds of vendors there. The one you just mentioned, if you want stonework and anything having to do with enhancing the experience of your lawn and enjoying your garden, those kinds of things. And it's so impressive.
It is. It's a great place to see all the vendors for all this home improvement in one building. And, there's some perks to it. You could get a free Home Depot bucket or a Lowe's bucket if you sign up for an estimate.
Who doesn't need one of those?
Hey, I picked up like 2 or 3 last year. Those 5-gallon buckets from Lowe's and Home Depot.
It's always something you can put in a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, yeah. Walk around, pick up more literature. There's candy to pick up. We're going to have special guest Clover, our mascot. She's going to be in the booth.
Oh, great. Now, Clover, just so folks know, if you go to the Growing Green website, growingreen.com, you'll see Jonathan Rigsby sitting on a bench and in at least one photograph, and holding up tight next to him is this lovely dog, Clover. Is she a lab
She was
mix?
a rescue dog, or actually she showed up at John's house one day, just out of the blue, just sort of like from heaven.
Hey, I'm moving in.
Yep.
You're my new daddy. Welcome to me.
That's right. And John will have Clover there from 10 to 1 on Friday and 10 to 1 on Saturday. And I'm not sure what his schedule, but if you want to meet Clover, last year and I think the year before, we've brought Clover's trainer, out. And
cool.
this gentleman is like the dog whisperer. I mean, he's a animal trainer, and man, this Clover is an amazing dog. I mean,
How great.
She showed up on the doorstep, right? No training, nothing. Now this dog is just amazing.
Well, and I'd like to connect those dots a little bit. One of the great things that Jonathan has talked a lot about, and one of the reasons Clover, this sweet dog, is your mascot, is the chemicals, the compounds you use are Clover tested. And can you explain that to me?
Well, it's friendly. You know, most of the questions we'll get from a customer is this stuff safe for my dog, my pets? And we do have some rules, guidelines. It is absolutely safe and tested, but we like it to dry on the lawn. We don't want a dog on the lawn when we're doing a treatment. We typically do these liquid foliar treatments that also it's root uptake as well, but it is liquid. It's the best way to get that material into the plant, into the soil, is through a liquid treatment. And, it's got to dry. Hour and a half sometimes.
You know, when GrowinGreen came out to my house last season, and I was talking to the lawn tech, I believe, was it Scott that came out for that one? Was it?
More than likely, Zach.
Zach, okay. All right. Because I had several of them come out, and I had multiple conversations over time.
Scott may have come just to play, a nice visit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sure Scott was one of them, but part of the discussion was a little bit of difference in how we're going to treat the front and the backyard, because the backyard is fenced off. It's where the dogs are. Mm-hmm. A little more natural areas, wink,
right,
versus the front yard, which isn't subjected to those kinds of biological concerns. You can actually tune a lawn somewhat to that idea.
We do. We'll customize a lawn care program to accommodate a dog. I've got customers who say, I don't want a certain thing back there. The dog likes it back there, so just don't do this back there, but do everything else there. That type of thing. She might not want an insecticide treatment back there for grubs and cutworms and armyworms. Just to be...
That can be good eating if you're a dog.
Yeah, I guess they can root around and get them some grub worms to eat. Not you see dogs will do some strange things.
Yes,
There's some truffle dogs out
especially
there.
if it's around the bottom of a fence where there's a little digging going on anyway. Oh, look what I discovered here.
Yep.
Now, I do want to finish up to the Southern Ideal Home Show. You are going to be there. It's Thursday through Sunday, the entire window, the entire run. So if anybody goes to this show, you'll be able to meet the folks at GrowinGreen. When are you, Tommy Cowett, going to be on site?
I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think 10 to 1, if you guys want to come and visit the booth and see me. I could actually give you a rundown on Chuck's days and Scott's time and Mike's time. And John, like I said, he's going to be there 10 to 1, both Friday and Saturday with Clover. And you get to come out and check it out. And we'll have some... rulers. We always give out these rulers.
I was going to ask you, in your booth, in your display area, what are folks going to see and walk away with if they show up to see you?
Well, you'll get kind of our proposal, get to see what that is, the information that we leave with a typical proposal. You'll get to, we'll show you a ruler, which gives a guideline to what your mowing height should be.
That's good to know.
For either Bermuda grass or called fescue.
And this is a great chance to do one-on-one consultation. If you have a particular concern about your yard or an area where you think, gosh, it's just not doing what it needs to do, to really get some FaceTime with you guys, all of your staff that can maybe begin to answer some of these questions, boom, right then and there.
Sure. Okay. And, you'll probably there's probably a discount. I'm not sure what that's going to be.
I love discounts. We got more on that coming up in just a moment on the Eagle.
Call now. The number is 896-1980, AM 980, The Eagle.
And good morning. Bill Flynn this morning with our final segment of the Love Your Lawn Hour. But this is always a fast-moving time. You're a fast-moving guy. Tommy Cowett with GrowinGreen. Yes, you are.
I woke up, and I got my coffee.
You're not letting any of that famous GrowinGreen grass grow under your feet.
No,
you are moving. You were just checking on something. I know you just got off the line with Jonathan Rigsby at GrowinGreen, and you wanted to be certain that folks know at the Southern Ideal Home Show, which is this weekend at the Greensboro Coliseum. I want to make that real clear. I can't assume anything here, but it's Thursday, runs Thursday through Sunday.
Thursday through Sunday.
And you guys are going to do what?
We're going to have a drawing a day for a $100 gift card. So that's going to be done every day. So come by the booth, fill out a form, maybe request a proposal or an estimate, a free estimate on your lawn, and we will draw at the end of the day for a $100 gift card each day. So that'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Very cool.
And we'll draw that person. You don't have to be present to win. At the end of the day, and we'll give you a call, and if you want it, you get $100.
That's a great,
so it's
great
worth
touch.
coming by. Mm-hmm.
$100 go along. You get a nice dinner for four somewhere easily.
Absolutely,
that would be great.
$100, go spend it anywhere you want.
That's a generous offer. Okay, I did, and that's only for the show this weekend. If you come by and just put your name in the hat each day.
Each day.
It's not one drawing. It's
4 drawings.
4 separate drawings.
That's right.
And can I give a little hint here? If you show up Thursday, the first day of the show, you're probably going to be doing really well on your odds compared to, say, Saturday.
Sure. Saturday's a madhouse over there. Yep.
So, and if you end up going multiple days, you really increase.
Hey, you got 4 chances to win if you come every day.
If you bring family members with you, each to sign up one time. These are ways you can enhance.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, if you're not going to be going to the Southern Ideal Home Show, which is a great thing, and you'll see GrowinGreen there, you still get a great discount if you're a first-time customer. And I think right now people need to know that again.
That's right. We always offer a $24.95 application for your first treatment. And that's if you sign up for a program, and that is up to 10,000 square feet. So that's pretty good savings. That's about a $40 savings over what you would typically get.
That's a deal. And at 10,000 square feet, I'm trying to get a feel. If I know my lawn is, say, 1/3 or 1/4 or 1/5 of an acre, where is that 10,000 square feet in that measure? Any idea that you can give me a feel for?
It's pretty big. 10K is a pretty good size lawn. Our typical lawn is 6,000 square feet, but what you're asking is
okay.
It's a.
So if you are anywhere close to average, this is more than enough.
I think 10K is above average.
Yeah.
Oh, way over. Yeah. I mean, our typical, like I said, our average lawn is 6.
Okay.
So, that's a big lawn.
That is. And that first application is so important. And do you find out as people are noticing spring waking up, they themselves are waking up to, my lawn is really needing some help here? I mean, does that often happen?
Yes, very much so. I mean, this is the time of year when people are looking out there and they see some weeds and they're going nuts because you got the chickweed, you got the henbit, speedwell. I got all these colors, these flowers. I'm not sure if I like them. I got dandelion, I got clover, I got all this stuff out here. It's not grass. It's garbage. And my lawn looks like crap, and I'm thinking about putting my house on the market, and, man, that's not going to go well. So I need to call some professionals over here.
As Andy Griffith advised Aunt Bee when the refrigerator was going bad, call the man.
Call the man.
Yes. But these are things you can really use help with and begin on a program that will really turn things around for you.
It absolutely.
And when everything's kind of dormant, when all the trees are bare, it doesn't seem to matter as much. Everything's off, but the switch is on now.
Oh yeah.
And that's when the spotlight comes in the neighborhood for everybody.
Oh, these buds! When you start see the those Bradford pears all blooming, and it's on the way. Spring is here.
And pollen's not too far behind. Another
I feel for the folks. It's been bad this year. It really has. The folks who have sensitivity to pollen and algae. Oh,
I did want to ask you about the series, the work that you're doing. The first iteration was last weekend at the News and Record.
This past weekend, every Sunday, they're going to run the gardening article, and it's in the garden type of. It's all written by local experts. Like I said, Ellen Ashley and John Wisnant with the Paul Senior Botanical Garden, which is, we've teamed up with the Paul Senior Botanical Garden now. We're going to be maintaining some of their plush lawns over there for the wedding lawn.
Oh, that's it. By the way, that is a huge feather in both of your caps, really.
Tropical lawn. We'll be looking after some of the trees and shrubs there selectively, doing an organic program, helping them do educational programs over the time. They always have their annual plant sale coming up this spring, so we'll be participating in that.
You know, last time I saw Jonathan outside of the studio, that's exactly where it was, at the Cedar Botanical Garden, because he was there at the plant sale, had a booth set up. We were talking about, you know, his work on the radio, and I at that point I hadn't met him yet.
Right.
You know, aside from just quickly at a, you know, like one of these other shows, but we got together and talked a fair amount then. Great. That's a great team, and I think it goes to I think a very important issue that if you're the Paul Cedar Botanical Garden, the only purpose you have.
Educate.
Well, but you are. If you don't do plants, you got nothing. If you're the Paul Cedar Botanical Garden, right?
Oh my goodness, that place is unbelievable, and it's just advancing. Greg Cedar's amazing what he's done.
Fine fella.
Dan O'Donnell, John, and then Adrian.
But that's the first reason for being, and the fact that you guys at GrowinGreen have built this relationship, and they want you to take care of that baby, which is so important for them. I think is a great piece to understand.
It's going to be so fun working there with those guys on their lawns, you know. I mean, and around these wonderful plants. It's just, and if you haven't been to the Paul Cedar Botanical Garden, you've got to check it out this spring. It's just, and all summer. It's just, it has come a long way. I believe they've completed the first phase. So what you see now has taken these years to get it where it is. There's still a lot of growth. And if you love plants, beautiful flowers, I mean, there's a lot of educational events going on over there for kids, you know, teaching them how to do raised beds. And, you know, they do kitchen gardens, and they're showing kids where their food comes from.
How cool that is.
It's really awesome.
I think there's another lesson there that you've talked about on the show. It has taken literally years with the very best available in creative people and plants and the optimum of shade and sun and all of the things that you have to consider. It still takes years for something like a Cedar Botanical Garden to begin to show its full beauty.
Oh, yeah.
And for homeowners, that's a hard thing, I think, for a lot of us to learn. I mean, we want to, you know, the microwave oven, you turn it on or off. You know, the mower, you turn it on or off. But lawns are... it takes years really to get them maybe where you really want them to be.
I believe it. I mean, if starting out, it probably takes 2 to 3 years to really build a lawn to where it's just almost sustainable on its own. You know, to where mowing height is one thing that you really need to be concerned about to keep that lawn really going weed-free and healthy.
So if you cut it too low, you're inviting weeds. You're putting up a sign that says "Weeds Welcome."
Bring it on. Yep. I'll let you germinate here, no problem. My canopy's wide open. Come on in, set up, shop. And that's when the crabgrass takes over, and the next thing you know, you've got it all. You've got Lespedeze and everything else, and Virginia buttonweed, and every weed known to man.
Well, I think it's fascinating, too. The idea is that the lawn itself, at some point, you want it to be self-sustaining. At least that's kind of the goal that you're working for, so you don't need to present... really, over time, less and less and more of nature.
Absolutely. It builds on itself. And they always say, everybody can relate to this, you know, the idea to a thick, healthy, weed-free lawn is a thick, healthy, weed-free lawn. I mean, you got to get it thick, and then it will not allow for the weeds to invade it.
Beautiful thought. And I don't know that we can end on anything better than that. I do one last moment, want to remind folks, Southern Ideal Home Show. Look for GrowinGreen and the entire staff, Tommy Cowett and Jonathan Rigsby, everybody, at some point will be manning the booth. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you can win $100 each of those days, but only when you visit the GrowinGreen booth. It's not the whole show. It's just the GrowinGreen booth. So have a great show. Tommy, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Bill.
Look forward to having you back at the Love Your Lawn Hour, and we'll schedule it for next Tuesday.
Okay.
Right here on AM 980 The Eagle. GrowinGreen.com. Go there now in the meantime.